last fight at 140? We expecting you at 47 next fight?
I don't know, man. I feel so great. I might go to 35 again.
Who you looking for at 35 then?
I don't know. Where's Loma at? Do a rematch.
Loma got a serious back injury. They said it could be a career ending.
It's because he's been carrying the weight for a long time.
You catch the Conor Benn Eubank fight?
Oh yeah,
What
hell
do
of
you
a
think
fight.
of
Great fight. Now I was going for Eubank, even though Conor did his thing. He went up 2 weight classes, I believe. I look forward to a rematch. That's definitely something that I think everybody looking forward to.
What you think about the Tank Lamont Roach rematch?
Is it happening?
It's supposed to.
It's supposed to. I don't know, man. They're talking about Jake Paul now, right?
In November.
What'd you think if he did that?
Jake Paul against who?
Hey, good for Tank, man.
Yeah,
Tank making his own legacy elsewhere, you know?
And then you just make it 35, would you still be up for a Tank fight at
That shouldn't
35?
have been in our vocabulary.
Yeah, man. Fight everybody. Ready for anybody.
You see yourself fighting Conor Benn? Do you think you'll fight Conor Benn?
Conor Benn?
Yeah.
What weight?
47?
47? Well, I'm still at 40, so now we'll talk about it.
What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy KB, back to get boxing is just due. Before we get into the video and y'all want to give me my just due, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and turn them bell notifications on so y'all can be notified when I drop more content. And we gonna get right into it. So today, we got the takeover, Teofimo Lopez, back at it again, capping, as the young kid said, lying, exaggerating, just running his mouth. He recently did an interview with, Ellie Sackback, and, I heard Blue Blood, shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. I heard him in the background. He was asked a series of questions, They asked him, is this going to be your last fight at 140? As we all know, he just recently, this past Friday, defeated Arnold Barboza by a wide unanimous decision. I think he dominated the fight. He won it relatively easy. It played out much like I expected it to. Teofimo Lopez was much too fast and too athletic and too creative for Barboza, to be honest with you. And just that plain basic vanilla game plan that Barboza came with without really taking no chances wasn't going to be enough to beat a Teofimo Lopez. But he handled his business, and he was asked, would that be the last fight at 140? He said he don't know. He feels so good, he might go back down to 135. And then they asked him, who you looking for at 35 down there? And just like the typical character he is, he says Loma. Where Loma at? Knowing that Loma has an issue with his back, having a back injury. Everybody knows that about Loma. And you beat the guy already. Why would you want to rematch him instead of fighting a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, who you said you would move back down to 35 and fight? So I would like to see you do it. Listen, this is a fight that I truly could get behind. I think everybody in the boxing world would support this fight. And I know it's a bit of a stretch, him going back down to 135 and fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, but he said it, so we're gonna hold him to his word. Move back. He said he feeling so good he might go back down to 135. So go on back down there and give us one of the best fights that boxing has to offer between yourself and Tank Davis. I think that it would be a damn near sellout type of event, a sold out event. I really believe. I think people truly believe in Teofimo's talent and his skills, especially after seeing him, easily defeat Arnold Barboza, a guy that's been chomping at the bit to fight him for years on end. And then he got in there and laid the goose egg and got outboxed thoroughly by Teofimo Lopez. So I don't know if we'll ever see this fight, but I do know I love the energy, and I hope he keeps that same energy, and I hope he truly entertains a fight with Tank Davis instead of a Lomachenko. I think he was just talking, being a character as always, like I said, but that Tank fight is a real fight, and it needs to happen. We all seen how, him and Lamont Roach had a controversial draw, and we're looking, and everybody is expecting an announcement for the rematch. But aside from that, there are other fighters that guys want to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight, and I think Teofimo Lopez is one of those guys. He's very athletic, very talented. When he's focused, he's a dangerous guy, and he's hard to beat, whether you love him or hate him. The facts are the facts. The kid is talented, and he can fight. He can go. He knows how to throw them hands. So I don't know if, like I said, we'll ever see him versus Tank, but I think it's a great fight. I don't think nobody in the world wants to see Teofimo rematch Lomachenko. I think that shit been sold. I mean, we seen it once already. We don't need to see it again. But what we haven't seen is you fight a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, or Gervonta Tank Davis fight a guy like you. And I think it would be like a 50-50 matchup on paper. It's a pick'em fight. Man, it's whoever you think will win, whoever has the better night. And in boxing, we can't award guys victories before they get in there and prove it. So my thoughts are the same when it comes to this. But I definitely would lean towards Gervonta Tank Davis winning this fight because he's a more consistent performer. He gets in there more times than not, and it's going to be exactly what it normally always is. You know, that's why everybody was so blown away and taken aback when they seen that he had the rematch with Lamont Roach and all the things that transpired during the fight. You know, far as the, you know, taking the knee and running to the corner to get assistance and different things like that. You know, nobody expected that to happen to Tank, but it happened. So, you know, boxing is the theater of the unexpected, and that's why they make these fights. That's why we pay for these fights, and that's why we watch them to see who's gonna win. We all have these preconceived notions of how these fights gonna play out, but I know if you watch boxing the way I watch boxing and you make predictions, you've been wrong a number of times, a bunch of times. You get what I'm saying? So we don't always get it right, and no matter what we think, we still need to see those fights. You know, Teofimo, if you're really going to get a boxing world something that they're looking forward to, Gervonta Tank Davis, everybody in the world to be on point for that. You know, you also said you'll fight them all. Then they turned around and asked you about Conor Benn. And you said that, what, wait. Nah. Keep that same energy. You said you will fight anybody, any of these guys, all these guys. So when asked about Conor Benn, at 47, I don't see what the hesitancy was about because you flirted with the idea of going to 147 for boots. Remember, you're Dora the Explorer, you searching for boots. Remember that? You flirted with the idea of fighting the WBO champion and Brian Norman Jr., right? So there's definitely been talks about you moving up to 147. You were talking about going up to 54 fighting Crawford. Now all of a sudden, when you asked about Conor Benn at 47, you 140 pounder. Man, this guy doesn't know what he wants to do. He's full of it, man, but he's a very talented guy, and he can be entertaining when he's at the top of his game, man. So I'm not mad at Teo, but like I said, man, when I heard this little clip from ES News about him saying he feels so good, he's going to go back down to 135, let's see it, Teo. Let's see it, and let's see you challenge a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis. But that's my thoughts, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Was Teo just running his mouth and capping and just saying stuff for the lights, cameras? Or is he really serious? Do you ever think you'll see him at 135? And better yet, do you ever think you'll see him versus a guy like a Gervonta Tank Davis or even a Conor Benn at 47? And as always, get in the comment section. Let me know if I gave boxing its just due, because that's what I do over here, Just Do Boxing. To the next one, I'm out. Peace.